another example here. So we're going to take a look at multi-step factoring. What do we mean by that? Well, let's just start with things. So what do we always start with? We always start with common factoring. If we can common factor, do that to simplify what you have. So in this case, 48 x to the power 4 y minus 3y has a common factor of, well, 3 can divide into both 48 and 3 itself. And you'll see each term also has a y. So 3y is the common factor. Okay, so let's common factor that out first. So 3y. And let's see what we have left over. So from 48, dividing that by 3, you get down to 16. So you have 16 left over. X to the power 4 is still there. And then the y that was formerly there, well, that was factored out. The second term, the minus 3y, well, we factored out the entirety. So 3y divided by 3y is just 1. Okay, so there we've done our first step. We've common factored. Now, if we take a look at what's in the brackets, we have something that's a perfect square. 16 is 4 squared. X to the power 4 is, well, we'll write it off to the side, is just the same as x squared squared. And then 1, well, that's just 1 squared. So it's a difference of squares in that case. So let's write this out. So we can start off with the square root of the first term, so 4x squared, and then add and subtract the square root of the second term. So square root of 1 is just 1, so nothing really happening there. And then 4x squared minus 1. All right, and now that you've done that difference of squares, you might be thinking you're done, but we always have to double check, is there any further factoring? And what's going to happen here is this 4x squared minus 1 that we wrote, well, that's actually another difference of squares. So we actually have multiple difference of squares happening in a row. So 4x squared minus 1, if you take the square root, let's say, of 4x squared, you'd see that that's 2x. And again, 1 is just 1. So we just continue. So 4x squared plus 1, we don't have to do anything with that because of the plus sign, while the other one is a minus sign. So that sign there makes all the difference in the world. And this part with the 4x squared minus 1, that's our difference of squares. So it becomes 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1. And there we have it. That's the fully factored form. You can double check, but there's no more things like difference of squares or any other kind of part that could be factored.